So today is day 2, Tuesday. You were with me to do legs yesterday, so it was a hard workout, so you should be sore today. I feel sick. Holy shit, I'm feeling sick. If you're not, then you obviously didn't try hard enough. So you really got to push yourself. However, you might find that you suffer from DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness. With the following day after training, you're not really that sore, but the next day, that's when the soreness sets in. It's your protein that will help recover the damaged muscle fibers. So make sure that you stay on top of your nutrition, 6 or 7 meals a day. Each one of these meals, I've got about 200 grams of chicken, turkey or fish, tilapia in this case, with a cup, just over a cup of rice with each meal. So I'm taking 4 here to work. I've already had my breakfast and then I'll have a couple when I come home. You also need to stay hydrated when you're doing this program, depending on your climate or how much you sweat. I just go straight into my work clothes. Stink for the rest of the day. What's the point? You're gonna be doing cardio and training every day for 12 weeks, aren't you? There's no point showering. So remember, your body's made up of around 70% fluid. So I like to drink about 1 gallon a day. I have my Extend in there as well. So I've got my BCAAs for optimal recovery. So it functions properly and also carries the nutrients to your muscles to help recover. Your nutrition and your supplements really need to be in place. So make sure that you're taking the supplements that I'm recommending. I've also got my green tea that I'm about to take. I'll take 1 cap of my green tea. That'll help with kind of suppresses my appetite a little bit. I do eat a lot of food and I've got to eat just a little bit less now while I'm dieting, so I want to suppress my appetite so I don't wake up in the night all the time as well. And I'm going to take my yohimbe, which helps with my blood flow around the body, especially to the, the stubborn adipose areas, mainly on my lower back and my legs. So that'll help with fat burning there. And I'm also going to take my L-carnitine. So I'm going to take 2 of these caps, which helps kind of convert a lot of the calories that I'm taking into energy, as opposed to making them store as fat. So every little bit counts now, especially if it's just over 12 weeks that we're dieting. Every little ammo in the arsenal counts, so this is what it is. Fat burning machine. So we have chest and triceps today. So make sure that you stay focused, be strong, and we got to push every rep of every set. So I'll see you in the gym. So what I need to do to kind of switch off from work, come home, have my coffee, I put on a training DVD. I'll just kind of motivate me and get me amped before I hit the gym. So then my mental focus is just on training and nothing else. I use these straps because I've got weak wrists. I've broken my wrists in the past, so they are weak. I'm very small boned, so I suffer joint injury pretty easy, I'll always strap up if I'm doing a pushing movement. So I'm just warming up at the moment. I just started off with a couple of sets, so I'm just done a 90-pound warm-up set. I'll probably do 110 after that, and if I'm feeling strong, go up to the 150s. As I get heavier, I'll put these elbow straps on as well because I got bad elbows too, so it just helps with the stability and helps take a little bit of pressure off the elbow joints.
So after your warm-up sets, make sure you go to absolute failure on each working set, meaning that you cannot do 1 more rep even if you wanted to.
One of the issues for me is that I tore my pec last year, so I'm just being very, very careful. But if you've got any injuries, really work your way up slowly.
I prefer to use dumbbells on this exercise, the reason being that I find that I can get a better range of movements, better contraction at the top, and I do have shoulder injuries.
So we've done 2 sets of 150. Only do 2 sets because chest is a strong body part for me, and I seem to get everything I want out of just a couple of sets. So I'll just be flogging a dead horse, you know. It takes a lot out of me, so if I was to do like 3 or 4 sets on the flat, I wouldn't have much left for the incline. I'm running out of gas right now. Okay, so we're on the second exercise, so we're going to go back to incline now and just do some flies. So as I progress through the different exercises now, I won't necessarily do a warm-up set, but what I will do, for instance, if I've moved on from chest press to flies, I'll pick a weight where I'll do around 12 to 15 repetitions, but I'll make sure that I go to absolute failure on that set. So, you know, it's a little bit lighter, so it does warm up the muscles a little bit. However, it works the muscle to absolute failure, so you count that as a set. And then the set following, I'll probably go heavier and maybe come down to about 8 repetitions.
The third exercise is straight arm pullovers. I'm using dumbbells again for this exercise. You can use this exercise for a couple of things. Some people like to use it for lats. I like to use it for chest. I find that it really opens the rib cage. I'm doing about 10 to 12 repetitions on this exercise. Now I'm perpendicular on the bench with the shoulder blades supported, the head is relaxed and the feet are secured on the floor. Make sure the core is elevated and tight by flexing the buttocks and flexing the abs. This is a kind of an awkward position, so make sure that you try not to have your feet come off the floor too much, and the spotter stops you from overstretching. Make sure that you're keeping the tension on the chest at the top of the movement. So now we're going on to triceps. The first exercise is a rope pull downs. Keep your body rigid at all times. We're going to keep the elbows tight to the side, and you're going to push out your hands and pulling the ropes apart at the bottom of this movement just to accentuate the contraction. And breathe out on the way down and breathe in on the way back up. Make sure you increase the weight with each set and make sure you get a failure on each set. So if you've got a spotter, they can actually help by just pulling on the cable slightly so you can get out to a couple more reps. The fifth exercise here is the lying tricep cable extensions, also known as skull crushers, head smackers, French press. This is a slow, controlled movement on the way down, and you can kind of explode on the way up. Make sure you breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down. Just pause at the top for a second just to get a good contraction. Don't roll the shoulders on this movement, as that's going to activate the chest and lats. The final lift for today is the overhead dumbbell extensions. You're pretty spent at this time, but you've got to finish strong, so make sure you pick a heavy weight, but not so heavy that you're going to be loose on your form and not concentrating on your triceps.
Okay, so that was day 2 and day 2 workout. So another good day. I can really feel that I am out of shape, you know, just really increasing the intensity of the workouts now. I'm just so out of breath and it's taken a long time to recover, but that's okay. Just take your time, recover, get into it slowly, you know. So I'm going to have my post-workout shake now, and then I'm going to go upstairs and do 20 minutes cardio and have a couple more meals, and that's going to be day 2 over with. So here we are, starting our 20 minutes of cardio. Your cardio should be at an intensity that's kind of moderate, you know. It shouldn't be too intense where you're not able to talk like I am now. So for instance, I'm on this bike and I have no resistance whatsoever. I'm just pedaling at a comfortable speed. As you can see, I like to swap up my cardio a lot. It stops it from getting boring, plus it kind of shocks the body a little bit. And thirdly, when I walked home last night, because my legs are kind of fat, they were rubbing together a bit, so they're a bit sore on the inside of my legs today. That's why I'm doing the bike mainly. It's too easy to pick an excuse and say why you couldn't do it. Whether you were late, or whether the weather was bad, or the gym was closed. You've got to kind of control your environment and do what you got to do, you know? If you want it bad enough, that's exactly what you got to do.
Tomorrow's your first rest day. Get an inside look at my grocery list and tips on efficient shopping.